Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
I've never been one for drama, especially not in business. I started my first tech consultancy with nothing but a laptop and a dream, eventually building a sprawling network of logistics hubs, specialized freight companies, and data analytics firms. Every single one of my ventures was built on the pillars of efficiency, trust, and valuing my people. That's why what Veridian Solutions did still burns me, years later, even with the sweet taste of victory in my mouth. Veridian was our primary enterprise software provider. Their ERP systems ran the core operations of all my businesses: inventory management, supply chain logistics, fleet tracking, you name it. We had multi-year, premium contracts, and I considered them a partner. My head of operations, Eleanor Vance, a brilliant woman who'd been with me since my earliest days, was particularly reliant on a specialized module that automated our intercompany transfers. We paid a hefty sum for a 5-year license for this critical module, explicitly to ensure seamless operations. Then, out of the blue, chaos erupted. Eleanor's module started flagging errors, locking critical transfers. When we contacted Veridian's support, we were informed that our specific license for that module had been deactivated due to a new corporate restructuring policy. A new policy that somehow retroactively nullified a prepaid, active contract. My operations were grinding to a halt, costing me hundreds of thousands in delayed shipments and lost productivity. I had my legal team on it immediately, sending them our signed contracts, proof of payment, everything. Veridian's response: a canned email stating the policy was non-negotiable. I demanded a meeting. I flew to their regional corporate office, enduring a 2-hour wait only to be told the director, Marcus Rhodes, was too busy to see me. When I insisted, they relayed a message through an exasperated assistant. Mr. Rhodes says Veridian prioritizes its larger clients. Your account, while active, isn't substantial enough for personal intervention regarding a standard policy update. If you're dissatisfied, you're free to seek other providers. Not substantial enough. Low-end client. The words hit me like a physical blow. The sheer arrogance, the utter disrespect, after years of significant investment from my end. My blood boiled. I walked out of that office, not with resignation, but with a cold, clear resolve. They had no idea who they were dealing with. My plan wasn't hasty, it was meticulous. I gathered my executive team and laid it all out. We would systematically switch every single one of my businesses from Veridian Solutions to their fiercest competitor, Nexus Innovations. This wasn't just about the money or the immediate operational hit. It was about principle. It would be a monumental undertaking, requiring massive data migration, retraining thousands of employees, and integrating new systems across nearly a dozen interconnected entities. The cost would be staggering, but I considered it an investment in dignity. We began the process quietly, engaging Nexus Innovations with a non-disclosure agreement. For 6 months, my teams worked around the clock, migrating terabytes of data, building custom integrations, and ensuring minimal disruption. Veridian, true to form, seemed oblivious. When my accounts manager finally informed them we were terminating all contracts, effective immediately, their regional representative merely grunted something about churn and wished us luck. They thought it was just a few of my companies, probably the smaller ones. Their shock, confusion, and then outright panic was a sight to behold a few weeks later. My lawyers delivered a formal notice, outlining the full scope of the mass termination, not just one business, but my entire portfolio, representing millions in annual service fees. When their senior leadership, including a suddenly very available Marcus Rhodes, realized the sheer scale of the exodus, the begging started. Phone calls from their CEO, a desperate trip to my headquarters from their executive vice president, offers of lifetime discounts, apologies, even promises to reverse the policy. Too little, too late. I simply looked at Rhodes and repeated his own words. We prioritize our larger clients, and now you're not substantial enough for my time. The fallout was devastating for Veridian. The loss of my entire enterprise was a massive financial hit, but the real damage was the domino effect. I have a wide network in the logistics and tech sectors, And when word got out about Veridian's treatment of low-end clients, many of my peers, who also felt undervalued or had faced similar issues, followed my lead. Veridian's stock price plummeted, and they faced a wave of high-profile client defections. Their quarterly earnings reports were abysmal. Within a year, Veridian Solutions, once a market leader, was in receivership. In a delicious twist of fate, they were acquired by Nexus Innovations, the very company I had migrated to. Marcus Rhodes and many of the other senior executives who had scorned me were, understandably, among the first to be let go during the restructuring. I even had the pleasure of hearing several of their former developers and project managers, who were delighted to work for a company that valued its partners and employees. Karma, I've learned, has a funny way of delivering justice, and sometimes all it takes is a low-end client to bring down a giant.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.